Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay.
Ideal. And then I forgot my headphones. So, Apple has a new headphone thingy that is different. The doohickey is different. And so I arrived here, cool as a cucumber, and suddenly I'm like, where are my headphones? Where are my headphones? I cannot find my headphones. So the driver just brought me my headphones. Alhamdulillah, we are in Qatar, where we get the luxury to have drivers and things like that. If you can, when you join, just please mute yourself so that we don't have so much noise. However, I have mute some people myself. So Jody, I'm just muting you. I'm not being mean, I promise. If you have a question, I promise there will be a moment for that. Now, because I did plan everything for another platform, now things are going to be a little bit, I'm going to have a little bit of a learning curve, because unfortunately, one of the advantages of any meeting is that it allows me to have the leisure of having you guys see the presentation as I go. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to basically share my screen. Just one at a time and only the host. Perfect. So I'm going to be doing that in a minute. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes to people to join. Everybody, welcome. I'm so excited. Leah, thank you. I love seeing your tongue and your teeth. So I have Jody, Carmita, Leah, Lily, Minnie's iPad, I'm not sure who you are, Noha, Saba, Tiva from the US, Joe E69, let's see who else, just Elizabeth Wood, who is actually my host. She's the one lending me this amazing space where I'm sitting today. Who else do I have? So, if you can mute yourself, that is the best, so that we're not going to have a lot of noise. And you have the chat, and in that chat, you are going to be able to ask questions and leave me. I will, at some point, because we have changed the platform, I will be able to actually unmute you so you guys can join in and ask questions if you feel like it. Now, let me get the presentation back on. And welcome. We're going to need a little bit more centering after this rush. I swear, things are funny. Things are funny, but things are perfect. This morning, I was thinking that if it wasn't for the fact that I actually dared to do this kind of crazily, I probably would have never done it in the first place, ever. Because I was always going to find something to, Yes, Carmita, I am... thank you. That's a good tip. Okay, so everybody's mute except me. And I think we have a good turnout. I'm super happy. I'm super pumped. We were 64. Unfortunately, as we had the issue with the link, I'm trying to see if there's anybody here. Let me see in the other system if people are seeing that. I'm just gonna end the meeting and tell them to come to this after the meeting. Okay, so basically I just closed the other one. And that's it. I'm gonna tell you something. My grandma used to say that what you don't invest in tears, you pay in sides. And I think that this is the perfect example of that. I wanted to keep it simple and use something that wasn't super expensive because it was a test, and I went for the cheapest one, and well, not the cheapest one, but I went for something that wasn't the big deal, and here I am scrambling at the last minute, but we're gonna make it anyway. So welcome everybody. I'm just gonna ask you right now to everybody take a little moment to center ourselves, especially after the last 2 minutes that have been very, 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 very stressful. So I invite you guys to just close your eyes if you feel comfortable. I'm gonna be closing mine, and so it's gonna be real for everybody basically. And just take a moment and to take a deep, deep, deep breath in and out. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that the air is passing through your lungs and through all your body, and is taking little roots from your feet. So we are becoming anchored and rooted to the present moment and to the now. So when we breathe in, we're bringing that energy of the present. We are awakening ourselves with the oxygen that we're breathing. And when we breathe out, these magical roots come out of our feet and anchor us to the now. We are present. We have taken the time to do something for us, to nourish us, to mother us, to love us. Right now, nothing else matters. If you want to share in social media, that can wait. If you want to send a last text, that can wait. This is only 1 hour and a little bit more that you are going to share with me and with this group of amazing people, growing and evolving as a human, as a woman, as a warrior. So I just invite you to take this moment and do that for you. No need to answer emails. So let's just focus on the now. And now let's take one last breath, and we're going to lift our shoulders all the way up and all the way down. And that's it. We're here. We're here and we're present and we are ready for a fantastic session. So we are going to start today. And first of all, I want to thank you because you guys truly, truly are the only reason why I do this. I'm going to share my screen. Just start sharing the screen now. That's it. Okay, so please type. Let me know if you can see the screen. You should be able to. Yes, you can see it, right? Everybody, can someone give me 2 thumbs up? Thumbs up. Perfect. So we have screen power there. And today's webinar is called Reclaim Everything, right? It's about fueling the power for our forever, fueling ourselves completely. And the reason why I decided to call it Reclaim is because as women, we have the tendency to be very quiet. Society, culture have made us very quiet and very, very small. So we have lost control of our bodies, of our minds, of our everything. We stopped believing that we could, and we just stopped assuming that we could ask for permission. So we couldn't do, we could ask, please, maybe, please, I will get it. We stopped thinking, no, I can have, and we just ask, maybe, can I have a little bit more? We start whispering. And women, we have been warriors all our lineage. That's where we come from. So it's very important that we reclaim our voices. I was reminded of this a few days ago with my son, my 4-year-old. He was asking for something, and I kept trying to give him the answer of why no, and he kept going back and saying why. And at the end, I just turned around and I thought, you are meant to ask. We are meant to ask. We are meant to demand. We are meant to say, I deserve, I want, I need, give me. And the first person that can do that is ourselves. But sadly enough, we put everybody ahead of us. So this is what this workshop is about. It's basically about talking a little bit, sharing some of my experiences, and then offering you some tools that hopefully, like we say here in Qatar, inshallah, will allow you to take that step in remembering who you are before society told you who were you supposed to be. So let's continue. And that's me, Anahi Brown. And I'm an empowerment consultant. I'm a joyful parenting mentor, relational mindfulness coach, For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I'm also a foodie. I'm a trained chef, and I advocate for real food. I'm a mom to 2 little boys, Matthew and Michael, and the wife to 1 man. 1 man is enough. Halas. And if you're not following me, I'm Wellness by Anahi. And that's it. That's the profile, but I am much more than that. So we already did the little centering. Now let's start by honoring this time for ourselves. We are here, we are ready, and we're prepared to open our hearts and honor this time for us. Okay, so I need to move this. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so reclaim our everything, what to expect. This is just a little bit of the agenda. So we're going to talk a bit about how did we get here, how was it that we ended up in this little normal cultural drama that we have now. Nourishment one-on-one. So basically, just I'm trying to there we go, that's it. Basically, how was it that we got how was it that we ended up on this I'm sorry guys, I'm having a little difficulty. There we go, that's what I wanted. Okay, how was it that we got from being warriors, being queens, from owning, from creating life, to where we are right now, which is basically tired, exhausted, empty. Then we're going to talk a little bit about nourishment. What is nourishment? Why do we need nourishment? And how do we get nourishment? Daring to ask for more, taking 1 step back and 5 steps forwards, because sometimes it's a little bit of a tango there while we go in this process. And then from reclamation to inspiration, how to own our voices and claim our worth. And then we are going to talk about how are we going to feel greatness. And we're going to close with a little bit of a Q&A where I'm going to unmute you selectively. And basically, I'm going to ask that you come with whatever it's in your mind. This is a safe space, and this is basically what we need for everybody to enjoy, is to show up as open-hearted as possible. I can hear someone. Guys, if you can please mute. Let's see. I'm muting Gladys and Jody. Okay, there we go. Everybody else is mute. Perfect. Mute all. Perfect. Awesome. So you guys are all muted. And you can leave the camera going if you want. Now, how do we get there? How do we get in this overtired, undernourished, overworked, isolated, and confused state that we are here today? Okay, I want you to see my face, and I'm gonna keep on going back and forth. How do we get here? Do anybody knows how do we get here? Basically, we got here because pressure, right? We are constantly measuring ourselves to a world that is fake, that doesn't exist, a world that others have created for us, but in reality, is not even real. We are dieting. We are constantly trying to reach an ideal of beauty and of basically everything that is not even the reality, right? We are constantly trying to get there, to the next level, to the next level. We have careers that we don't care anything for just because we have to. We eat food that we don't even like just because we have to. We do exercise that we're not enjoying just because we have to. We're faking orgasm, we're faking butter, we're faking leather, we're faking everything. We're constantly on this. And how are we left? Well, we're left in a state of complete and utter exhaustion. We are isolated because we don't talk to anybody. We are constantly trying to understand where was it that we were going in the first place, but we cannot remember because it was never meant for us. This wasn't our journey, but we own it. We took it. And then society told you had to be a professional to have worth. Okay. And you have to be married to have worth to a man, because society is also very picky with that. And so you own it. And you have to have 2.1 kids or something like that. And then you own it. and then you have to have this, and we keep owning things, and we keep putting these things, and we keep drowning ourselves with it. And then we have these beautiful machines that we call mobile phones, and they keep us connected, or do they? And so basically we are asphyxiating in a sea of shoes. We're constantly thinking that we're not good enough, and that maybe when I lose the last 10 kilos, or maybe when my child is sleeping through the night, or maybe when my husband and I start dating again, or maybe when I get that promotion that I'm really, really craving for, or maybe if I ever had carbs again, because God knows I miss bread. Maybe. But in the meantime, we are still here, undernourished, exhausted, overworked, isolated, and confused. We are basically drowning in ourselves, in our world, and we don't even like us that much because we don't know us anymore. So I want to ask you, what is nourishment? And what I'm gonna do now is, just to make it more fun, I am gonna unmute you all, but I'm gonna ask you, if you're gonna share, I am gonna ask you to keep yourself muted, so that way we're not gonna have a lot of noise. And if you wanna talk, I'm just gonna let those that want to say, what is for you nourishment, answer me. So everybody is
nourishment.
It's like a party. So who has an idea of what is nourishment for you? Let's see. I don't want to call names.
What is nourishment?
What is nourishment? You have any ideas? We say food. Food is nourishment, right? No, come on. It's time to party.
No. Self-esteem.
No. What else? I got
Self-esteem.
self-esteem, love. What else? I like
Learning.
this. Learning. What else is nourishment?
Confidence.
Confidence. I like this.
Exploration.
Exploration. What else? New shoes?
Adventure.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Ooh, who said adventure? I love that one. Adventure.
Risk. Taking risks.
Taking risks. Daring. Speaking up. Someone says our connection. Okay. What else? Let's think. Wi-Fi.
Peace of mind. Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. I like that one.
Freedom.
Freedom is nourishment. What else?
Happiness.
Happiness is nourishment. Yes.
Feeling complete.
Feeling?
Complete.
Feeling complete. Family and roots. Leah, we can hear you. Yes.
Trusting in yourself.
Trusting
in your knowledge, your inner knowledge.
In your inner knowledge. Okay, so I'm gonna mute you guys again. I feel so bad when I mute you. I feel like a tyrant. And I'm gonna go back. So nourishment is that. Basically, nourishment is everything and anything that brings joy to us, that allows us to feel better. But we forgot what is it? What is it? Where is it? What it's missing? How do I get it? And we are in this race. One of the things that always makes me laugh is when I ask my clients, when I ask them, so what is your favorite food, for example, right? So I ask them, what do you like to eat? And they just look at me blank eye. And for Venezuelan women particularly, normally the response is, well, I have been eating chicken breast and broccoli steam for so long that I forgot. So nourishment is anything and everything that brings you closer to that wholeness that we have within us, that we forget that we have. Because we are born whole. It's not like we are letting pieces of ourselves go as we go along. We are born whole, and we are always whole. We just forget it, and which is why we need to reclaim it. So nourishment can be, for some people, going to the movies with friends or alone. Nourishment can be going on a date with yourself or with your loved one. Nourishment can be, for me, nourishment is this. you guys are right now being part of one of the things that nourishes me the most, which is sharing this passion I have for empowerment for women. And this is the thing. The thing is that only you know what is your ideal nourishment. For some might be the broccoli with the chicken breast, but for others will be the cake with the cream and the cherry and the sprinkles on top. So are you ready to redefine what it is that you need right now? And this is why it's so important that we wonder, we ask these questions, because the reality is that nourishment is this: body, mind, emotions, relationships, resources, meaning. Every one of these areas brings nourishment to our soul, from how we move to what we eat, to how we sleep, to who do we hang out, how do we love, who do we love, how are we loved, what do we believe in. And when we talk about belief, we're not just talking about God. We're talking about, do we believe in ourselves, in the system that is around us? Do we believe that the world is ready to support us and to love us? Or do we believe that nobody truly cares for us? Researchers have proven time and time again that it is in the relationship that we get the most nourishment. It is in that we are replenished. So, are we getting nourished? What area? If you take those 6 areas, and I'm going to ask you to just take a moment and just remain in this zone, in this quiet zone of self-nourishment. Can you check these 6 areas? I'm going to put it again so you guys can have a moment to check them out. What area is wonky? Which area do you classify as a 5? Which as a 7? Which as a 2? Which area needs a little bit more loving? For example, are your relationships suffering? Is it money the problem right now? Are you feeling a little bit stressed and drowned and just like overwork? Is that the problem? Or are you searching for something else beyond? Is it meaning the issue? Is it perhaps the fact that beyond work, buying things, eating things, and then sleeping, there's nothing else fulfilling your life? Or is it that you are not paying attention to your body? What of these 6 areas right now is calling to you? Where are you lacking nourishment? For example, for me, one thing that has always affected me is that I have a tendency to forget that I cannot have it all. Or I can, I just choose not to. And so Noha Ali is saying meaning. That's an area that she's lacking. I like that for a long time. Right now, I think that the area that I am lacking would be a balance between family, so relationships, and body. I'm realizing that planning this webinar took a big toll on me, stress-wise and sleep-wise. I do sleep a good time. And I'm feeling knackered. I'm feeling happy and knackered, because that's the paradox of life. That's the beauty of our human experience, is that we can hold the 2 realities in our hands and say, they coexist. What else? Let's see who else. Why do I mean by resources? Thank you, Lily. Basically, when we talk about resources, we're talking about everything and anything that can add to us in a material way. So we're talking about, material and non-material, because resources could be people. Like, for example, a resource today was the fact that I have the money to call for a driver and say, come, do this, bring it here, thank you, I pay you. That's resources. But also resources are things like, can I take a vacation now? Can I afford that professionally and also economically? Is my house, is my space, a space that I spend a lot of my life, something that brings nourishment to me? Or whenever I arrive home, I'm like, ugh. Or I am in between finding a home, because that is a resource that also brings nourishment. Is my car okay? Or, for example, if I don't need I live in a place that we need cars, so my car is broken, so I have a resource that I need to sort out. Are my bills coming, like my bill demands, my economic demands, so big that the salary coming in is drained at the end of the month? Because even though money cannot buy happiness, money can buy a little bit of peace of mind. that is also nourishing us. At the end of the day, if we envision Maslow's pyramid, right? Yes, we are not, thank God, alhamdulillah, we are not in a war zone. We are safe. But after that, when we start going up and up and up and up, we're always going to need resources. Can you explain a little bit more about meaning? Yes, Tiva. When we talk about, okay, Leah says that she's lacking in the mind part. And Tiva says that I would need to explain a little bit more meaning. Meaning is something that helps us transcend. Going back to Maslow's pyramid, right? When we are going up, is what's gonna give us meaning and purpose beyond paying the bills, going out, taking selfies, posting on Instagram, looking pretty. Is service, is legacy, is transcendence. And we get that from serving others selflessly or from getting paid for that too. We get that from serving in our church or in our mosque or just having a spiritual practice that basically separates us a little bit from the humanity of our experiences, from the basic, the physical, to take us to the next level. For example, for me, one part in my own search for meaning was my trip to Venezuela a month ago, because I was looking, and I have been in this feminist, I don't know what, in the last few months, and it was going there and seeing myself in my culture and in contrast with everything else, and then noticing that my life transcended the glitter and the shiny things that I have here in Qatar. So that is what I mean with meaning. Is that clear, Tiva? You can do a thumbs up because I can see you. Perfect. Okay, cool. So where do we go? Let's go back to our screen. So how do we dare to ask for more? How do we start our journey back to who we are, to our wholeness, one breath at a time? And the reason why I say one breath at a time is because, sorry girls, I have to do this. Okay, one breath at a time, because it's gonna link us back to ourselves. When we start to dare ask for more, and this comes actually from a dear friend, Nancy, who says that a lot of the time revolutions start with whispers, and I didn't understand that until recently. When we have been quieted for most of our life, when we have been told time and time again that we are too much, too loud, too needy, too emotional, too hormonal, too talkative, not talkative enough, too sexual, not sexual enough, too pretty, too ugly, too fat, too thin, too, or that we are not fitting in, when we are constantly seeing in messages in the media, in Facebook, in the TV, in everywhere, that we are lacking, that we are not whole, daring to say, wait a second, I need X, Y, or Z, is going to be a very, very, very scary situation. Because when we start daring to ask for more and reclaiming, the first thing that we're going to get slapped in the face is that we're being ungrateful. How many of you, I'm not going to unmute you, but you can feel free to chat. How many of you, whenever you say, I want more, I need more, have heard this whole, oh, come on, you need to be more grateful, you need to be more thankful. Why are you so pampered, right? How many of us go through that? How many of us feel that if we want more, if we have this fire within us that says, no, I need more, we are being even sometimes, in my culture at least, we're being anti-Christians. I feel guilty when I think I want more. Carmita says that. Who else feels guilty when they want to say they want more? I think it comes from ourselves, not necessarily from others. We feel guilty for taking care of ourselves. Yes, Lily, yes. We feel guilty for taking space. We feel guilty for saying in a relationship, no, I demand this, I want this. Why, Erika asked? Because we've been coded for that. We are all labeled the good little girls. Okay. I need to upgrade my account because obviously I didn't need to do that. So I am going to pause the recording, but I'm going to stay here. And we're recording again. Okay, so how do we change that? How do we reclaim that? How do we reclaim our right to say no when we mean no and just stick to it without thinking that we are being bitter or angry or bitchy? How do we reclaim our right to say I want more when we need it? I want more rest. I want more food. How many of you have been on a diet for the last 40 years? I was on a diet for 25 years and I'm 33. But I will be 33 in August. Right now I'm still 32 and a half. How many of you don't ask for more affection? More sex? More time? More space? More air? We don't ask for nourishment. We give all the time. We're constantly giving. And then how are we going to be? Giving from an empty vessel, right? So we go back to here. So we start our journey one breath at a time, and that breath is going to be guiding us. Whenever we want to ask, we are going to go breathe. Yes, I deserve. I get to ask for more. I get to say no and yes, and I get to be who I want and to have needs, and my needs are valid because we are valid. We are whole humans. If a baby cries and we cuddle them, why is it that when we are so exhausted and so undernourished that we're about to cry, we shush ourselves? And so we take one step back and then we take 5 forward. And why do we take one step back? Because we are honoring our story. We're keeping the path of real, and we're building a tribe along the way. When we take that step back, it's not, just one second, girls. I keep trying to figure this out. Yes. It's not because we don't want to move forward, but because before we start moving forward, we have to see where we are. That analysis that we did a few minutes ago, Tiva says, I feel so bad when I say no. Oh yeah, so bad. You know when I feel really bad? When I say no to my sons. Or when I say to my husband, I need to leave you guys for 2 hours. I just don't want any of you needing me. I used to feel so bad. And I used to justify it, because that's what I do. We justify it. So we'll do things like, I will start to say yes always. Yes, Erika. Yeah, that's the good girl. Come on. That's what we do. We have to be good girls. I was taught that too. And this is something that we need to change, especially mothers of girls. Because a woman that says yes to everything, what do you think is going to happen to her? It's going to end up exactly where we are. And we need a next generation of nourished and strong and vocal and vibrant and loud women to change the system that is clearly not working. And let's face it, it's time for us to step up. Agree. Oh my God, yes, so true. Yes, I love this. Okay, so where was I? Yes, one step back. When we take one step back, what we're doing is saying, wait a minute, where am I? Because you are not going to just say, well, basically my life sucks, so I'm just going to burn everything down and start over. We are going to say, this is difficult, this is the next step, and this is the next step, and this is the next step, and this is the next step. And we're going to keep on moving forward and forward and forward and forward and forward until we reach our destination, which is greatness, because that's where we're going. So when we take a step back to see things and we keep everything real, because reality is what we want and what we deserve, what we're doing is, I keep losing you guys. There we go. What we're basically doing is saying, we want more of this. And we build a tribe of women that are beginning with whispers, like I said before, and beginning to say, I need more. Because guess what? When we put together 1,000 whispers, it's going to be a scream. If you put thousands of women knowing that they deserve more, mountains are going to be moved, which is why we need to start. And we start, I'm sharing the screen again. And we start by looking at what part of the nourishment we're lacking. You guys, each of you knows where you are. Is it meaning? Is it purpose? Is it resources? What is it where am I lacking? And how can I start replenishing it? And so we go from reclamation to inspiration, owning our voice, starting with whispers, starting saying it very softly. No, I don't want to put you to bed tonight. No. I'm not going to take care of the kids while you go play with your friends. No, I'm not going to take that assignment at work. No, I'm not going to stop eating carbs for the rest of my life. No, I'm not going to use my body just to make you happy. No. And we start with whispers, and we're going to be growing stronger and stronger because our voices are like a muscle. The most we use it, the stronger it gets and the louder. And then we're not coming from anger, but from empowerment. We don't need to hurt anybody in the process of finding who is it that we are and what is it that we want. We can just show up because we are right and we know it. So we start with whispers, and we start with the first thing is to know from those 6 areas, where am I lacking the most? What is the part that is giving me the most pain? And where do I need to invest my time? Do I need to eat better? Do I need to exercise better? Do I need to sleep better? Do I need to have a better tribe? Am I isolating myself? Am I alone? Am I isolating myself among my family, next to my partner? Am I purposeless? Where am I lacking? And what do I need to fix it? And let me tell you something, girls. You might not know right now exactly what it is, but if you listen to the whisper, you will start getting a lot from it. You will start getting energy. You will start getting the nourishment that it is, because you know deep down what you need. Let's see. I want people telling me, what is it that you need right now to come closer, to reclaim your voice? Come on, girls, type in. I know you guys have ideas. I know I need sleep. Right now, in fact, I'm having a matcha latte because I didn't dare have more coffee in the case that I will be awake until like 2022. What do you need right now? I see movement, but I don't see words. Let's see. What do you think you need right now? Actually, seeing the list makes you realize the things you do have that maybe you think you didn't realize how much they nourish you until you see the list. Yes, exactly, Lily. And that's the beauty of things. When you go into an organization to buy it, you don't go, well, I'm going to give you 500 reals and call it quit. You have an appraisal. And this is what you're doing, your greatness appraisal. You're seeing these areas and saying, where am I? And those that are good, like Lily just said, we celebrate them. God, I have so many resources. I'm thankful. And feeling grateful can bring meaning to you. Let's say, Mariam, direction. That could be on meaning. Elizabeth, organization. Joe, 69, organization. Carmita, I need to get settled and then become more focused. So settle will be like a resource. Lily, exactly, yes. Tiva, take real steps to achieve my project. So is that from a resource perspective or maybe from a mind perspective? You need to have that clarity to move forward and forward and forward and forward. Or is it more that you need resources to just be able to anchor yourself? Because that's the other thing. You can say I need focus, but you need focus in that you need an accountability body, you need a coach, or you need a tribe that is going to be pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. What do we really need? Tiva, everything. I've been there, babe. Mariam, put my happiness before others. Organize my time to work on myself and my dreams. Yes. Leah, totally in for appreciation approach. Yes. I'm going to tell you something, and the emotions. I think that's tough for us because we don't focus on our own happiness. Yes, Lily, you're absolutely right. One thing that I have discovered, and I was talking to Erika, I hope you're still here. I was talking to her, is that something as simple as a gratitude journal can transform your life. Not because suddenly you are living in a mansion and traveling first class, but because suddenly you are able to create space between the lacking and the haves. And that brings amazing feeling of satisfaction and nourishment. Is what I feel Beyonce feels when she checks her bank account. Is that, wow, I'm still rich. Because we are all still rich. So I think that when you just see all the parts and you say, okay, yes, there might be things that I want, and that's okay. That's the paradox of life. You can have a lot and want a lot. Trust me, I want you guys hungry. I want you guys wanting, demanding, reclaiming. I am here. Yay, Erika. I want you guys so hungry for your own greatness that nothing can stop you. That the baby crying will be soothed by someone else and you are not going to feel guilty. that the boyfriend with the idea for the weekend can wait if you are on a deadline, because it is your future that's on the line. That anything can taste as good as your euphoric feeling of saying, this is for me. And I'm going to tell you a funny story. Well, it's not a funny story. It's the research. Esther Perel. I'm going to write the name here because it's an interesting name to type. Esther Perel. She is the researcher that has done the most research on sexuality and infidelity and affairs in all over the world. She has a book. Her latest book is called A State of Affairs. And it talks about infidelity and affairs worldwide, different cultures, whatever. And she was saying, and this is super interesting to me, she was saying that nowadays a lot of women cheat, not because we become crazy or anything, but because a woman who works 40 hours a week, keeps the house perfect, eats super hot because she also feels that she needs to be super hot in the process, take care of the kids, make the house beautiful, have everything, needs something for herself. So before we will have eaten a brownie, now some women have sex with other men or other women. This is where we are arriving. We don't need that. What we need is to know now what can we bring to us. Noha, need to know our priorities, targets to be achieved, and not to keep them as dreams. Yes, Noha, exactly. And the best way to do that is to start setting plans, putting dates, which is super scary, which is why I launched this webinar last Sunday, like at 11 in the morning, without having a clue. And I made it very public to recognize our needs. Yes, which is why we do the greatness appraisal. When we do the greatness appraisal, what we're doing is that this is where I am today, and this is where I want to go. Can I get there? How am I going to get there? Because if we say, I'm just so unhappy and I don't know what I want, I just want to be happy, what are we saying? We're not saying anything. We're not getting anywhere. We're basically just complaining. So we do the appraisal just to have a clear idea of where we are today, what we need today, how we're going to nourish. When a baby is crying, you assess, does he have a poopy? Is he sleepy? Is he hungry? Neither of them, then probably they are teething. We know, but we don't do that with ourselves. We live on what is the appraisal, what we did at the beginning, Lily, but I will tell you guys in a minute, a little bit more deeper. There's a full-on questionnaire that we do to have like a marker on each of these areas. And it includes everything from I do something that brings meaning to my life to I feel comfortable in my body. The problem is you might know what you want and where you want to go, but something is holding you up. Yes. And that something holding us is always us. We might put the name of something else. We might put the name of our children or our lack of children or our lacking of money or something, but it's all a limiting belief. Bravo, I need that motor. Lose the fear and put myself out there. Yes, Noha, yes, planning is sometimes scary because we get the fear of failing. Yes, because that's the other thing. We have a fear of picking up because we have a fear of failing. We have a massive fear of showing up into the world big and bold and someone telling us, who do you think you are? How many of you have heard, who do you think you are, or something similar? I remember when I was not a girl, teenager, I used to dream of winning, being the first Venezuelan woman in winning an Academy Award. We're too afraid to say me. Yes, Leah, fear is always there. Exactly, yes. So, where do we go now? Let's fuel our greatness. And this is what I want to tell you guys about today. And it's my 6-week online bootcamp program. And it's completely online because I do want you guys, I think I'm not sharing the screen as I should. Oh gosh, technology. Okay, just give me one quick second because I lost you. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. There we go. It's time to fuel your greatness. And this is basically a 6-week online program that I created for women who, like me, like so many of my clients, like so many of my friends, want to take the step to reclaim themselves, their dreams, their bodies, their voices, their purposes, and step out of the comfort zone. And it's going to be completely online, so you can be anywhere in the world and join. And it's all about nourishing yourself and nourishing every area of those 6 areas. So this is it. It will launch on May 1st and it will run until June 12th. If we're going to start both times with starting call, and they're going to be at this time 7:30, and then we're going to have one 90-minute masterclass per week that are going to be done on Wednesdays. So during that period, all the 6 Wednesdays at 7:30 Qatar time are going to be happening. And then we're going to have one 60 to 90 minutes Q&A session. Now, the 60 to 90 minutes doesn't mean that at 90 minutes I'm going to say so long suckers and I'm going to run. It means that this is kind of the time that normally they take. And this is going to be to answer your questions. So basically, you're going to be getting coaching from me, all with your sisters here supporting you. And also we're going to have some daily encouragement in our private Facebook group and awesome bonuses. And I'm seeing the chat is saying, let's see, whoa, Lily, fear. Okay, so I'm gonna let me just close here again. Okay, so also we're gonna have some awesome bonuses and stop share. There we go. So you guys are gonna have, basically, whoever joins the program is gonna have 6 master classes with me, and it's 6 because we're gonna talk about each of the areas that we have. So we have body, mind, emotions, relationships, purpose, meaning and resources. So basically we're going to tackle everything from who am I and what do I want to how do I embody this experience, how am I feeling about my body, what am I eating, everything. Because just as it is very difficult for us to say me, it is very difficult for us to say, what? Do I need something? We know that we are unhappy. We might have been unhappy for years or decades, but we just don't know how to fix it. And this program is kind of, it's like how to be happy for women, for dummies type of book, type of program. You're going to have a lot of access to me because apart from the master classes and yes, you're going to have all the dates. So basically tomorrow you're going to receive an email with all the dates, because I already have all the dates drafted for all the sessions and everything else. Now, for you guys, because you are here in my webinar, apart from receiving tomorrow my little cookbook, which is beautiful, and I think you're going to love it, and all extra information on an email, you are going to have a little bit of an offer. So for the rest of the world, the program is going to be $397, but for you guys, it's going to be, and again, I am not sharing the screen properly. I promise I am going to stop doing that at some point of my life. There we go. So for you guys, it's $297 reals for the $97 for the whole 6 weeks. And it includes everything that I just say. So basically, you're going to have access to all the recordings, because all the calls are going to be recorded, both the master classes and the calls themselves. You are also going to have, let me just go back so you see what you're going to be getting. You're going to have the Q&As, you're going to have online support, you're going to have daily encouragement, you're going to have, those of you who are in Qatar are also going to get discounted in the workshops organized by Relational Path Institute. Let me see, how many hours of coaching does it amount to? So let me tell you something. You're basically getting, if I can add to my PD, what is PD? Okay, Elizabeth, what is to my PD? Okay, so basically personal development goals, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so basically you are gonna be getting 90 minutes per week times 6. So these are 540 minutes. How many, can someone please do the math and tell me? 8 hours? 8 hours of coaching? 8 hours, did I do it? Did I do it correctly? So 8 hours of coaching, give or take, plus the Q&As. 9 hours. Thank you, Lily. I am good at many things, but like I always tell my friends, in this relationship, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I can just show up and be sucky at math, and you guys still will love me. So there you go, 9 hours of coaching in those 6 weeks. I'm sorry because my mother, who funded my education, is on this call, and she's probably thinking, where did my money go to? So that she cannot even do the multiplication by the 6. Anyway, 9 hours of coaching, plus the Q&As, plus extra. So I'm going to be doing lives sometimes. I don't want to promise you exactly when, because I'm going to have to mark it there. You are also going to be having the interaction with other people, so you're going to be sharing this experience. And this is why really I'm very passionate about bringing this program into the world is because one of the things that is eating women the most in today's world is the isolation that we are going through. We don't talk to anybody. We put this facade of perfection when we leave our houses. We take selfies with so much makeup that we don't even recognize ourselves. We wear pants and things to tuck things and lift things and push things, and we are always in pain and we are always uncomfortable and nobody knows us. I have sat with couples that the wife had been depressed for years and the husband doesn't know. And I also have clients whose husbands have never seen them without fake eyelashes. In the time of fakeness, I am calling you to be real. And the beauty of this group is that it's going to be completely anchored on compassion, authenticity, and presence. So we are going to be witnessing each other's journey. There's not going to be any, I'm going to tell you what you should do. There's going to be no, you should totally leave him. He's just a moron. And there's going to be no shenanigans about how you should live your life, because each of us is going to be running through the program on our terms with our goals. And I am including myself, because as I am going with you guys on this, I will be going it for myself too. I'm going to be doing the same evaluations because I know that we are going to get much more growth when we do this together. Yes, to being real. Yay, to being real. Yes, to going out without makeup like at least 2 times per week. Yes, to saying I'm tired, or to saying I don't like this motherhood malarkey, or yes to presence, Lily. Yes to showing up. Yes to breathing. Yes to reclaiming, because we cannot reclaim from a place of fakeness. We cannot reclaim. How are you going to breathe into the world when you're too busy tucking your tummy in? How are we going to be really rooting ourselves in the now when we don't have enough oxygen because we are so used to keeping small and quiet? How are we going to change the world? Only through whispers. So this is why I'm launching this into the world, because I wanted to create something that was going to push a lot of women to take it to the next level. And so, as I told you guys, the investment is $297. I will give you the link to the SAM card. And this is something very fancy that the guy that helped me set up this did for me. And you're going to have a card, and it's going to be $297. Anybody that didn't join this or didn't join my mail list about the webinar will pay $397. That sounds amazing and empowering. An amazing program. Thanks for putting it together. Hey! And I want you to know something also. The program is going to be, I am going to be creating, the outline is ready, but the modules are going to be personalized when I have everybody together. So a couple of days before, I'm going to look at the group, and that's going to help me tweak the final bits. So you are going to be served like if I was serving you one-on-one, but $297. Tiva, yes, you are in the USA. I'm keeping it in dollars because Qatar doesn't allow PayPal, so I'm linking it to my US account. So it's $297. I am so proud of you. I love you, Leah. Oh, you're part of my tribe already. Okay, so I'm gonna unmute you guys because we're gonna go to our Q&A, and you can ask anything just about today or about the program or about anything that you want to ask. Just if you're not going to ask questions, please mute yourself so that we don't have a lot of noise and ooh, you know how it sounds. Ooh. Okay, I am unmuting you guys. Amazing, I'm in. Yay, Lily. Okay, let me give you guys the link. Okay, so questions. If you want to talk, you can talk. Just let me know so that I can, just be careful. And all of you are unmuted from my side. So you have to self-mute yourself, which sounds really nasty, but you know what I mean. Any questions about today's talk? Let's see who feels. I'm listening to someone type. Okay, who feels today a little bit more clear about the areas that they want to tackle if you join the greatness, the Fuel Your Greatness program? I'm listening to some stuff, but let's see. Questions, answers. Mariam, I'm seeing you.
Hi. I just feel like it's more possible. Like now that I can see that loads of more people are feeling the same way as me, So I don't feel alone. B, I feel like there is an end goal in sight. And that's what I've gathered from today, that I can actually change myself and do things my way.
Yes.
Rather than customizing myself to the rest of the world.
Yes, and I think that that's part of the beauty of things, is that we all the time assume that the rest of the world is great, that everybody, the grass is always greener, right? So we all assume that everything is great, and that just because the Facebook photos of their life's holiday seem really pretty, they are sure they have their shit together. Nobody have their shit together. I'm pretty sure Beyonce and Oprah don't have their shit together. Because this is not about that. This is not about being living a perfect life. This is about being real. And we are, with our hearts so open all the time. Because if you guys didn't have the heart open, you are not here. You are here because you know you want more. And you're open to that. Therefore, you're going to be feeling much more. So when we are put ourselves in a situation, but we are faced with a society that is constantly telling us, oh, no. You're too much. You feel too much. You talk too much. You're too loud. What is this? What is this? All the time. It's very difficult for us to dare to trust in someone and say, hey, friend, are you liking this? Because I hate it. Like a few weeks ago, I was sitting with my Muay Thai instructor, and she doesn't have kids, and she doesn't like kids much. And we were talking about motherhood, from her perspective. And she just told me, I hear a baby there, by the way. She just told me, you know what? I never wanted to have kids because I didn't like whenever I saw mothers. They just didn't look good. And I was like, you know what? I'm a mother, and most of the time I feel the same way. And when people imagine me as I'm a joyful motherhood mentor, they imagine that I'm this nourishing Mother Earth person who spends hours crafting and just loving my kids. And the reality is that I don't enjoy them that much. I love them. I'll play Lego with them every once in a while. I just don't find them interesting at this age. Matthew, yes, but Michael, apart from being cute and kissing me, and that's okay. That doesn't make me a bad mother. I would be a bad mother if I was pushing this need to be this mother that I'm not. And the same thing goes for relationships. We want these marriages that we think. I have had clients tell me, I just don't like sex that much, and my husband doesn't like sex that much, but I feel that if we don't have sex, then we're a bad marriage. And I'm like, bro, are you guys happy? Yes. Then why are we letting society reign in our personal lives? And Marian, you said something very true. When you are in the drop-off line oh, Marian just left. Oh, no, maybe.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. You want to continue?
No, it's okay. I forgot what I was saying.
No, but what I was saying is that when you are in the drop-off line at school, you're not going to be confiding with a perfect stranger whose life on Facebook looks 25 times better than yours. And that's part of it. The part of it is that we are constantly showing a side of us that is not real. So this group, this boot camp, is going to be painfully real, because I want to push you guys to live into the world knowing that you don't need an armor, that you just show up because your magic is there. You don't need anything else. You don't need an armor. You don't need a facade. And you definitely don't need 5 kilos of foundation every morning. Any other questions? Real is good. Tocar tierra. Yes, completely. Real motherhood is so different than people describe it. I know. Oh. You know what, Tiva? This is super funny for me. I always tell people, yes, I am a hippie, but I am a hippie that believes in research above everything. Research is like my anchor, mostly because my husband is a scientist at heart. He's a physicist. And if I come with, let's just align our chakra, he's going to be like, research. So I believe in research. So I am a hippie that believes in research. I believe in energy because they exist, because they have been proven. And at the same time, sometimes I tell my son, you are connecting in suffering. You are connecting in suffering. The pain left. You are in suffering. A statistic. So this is me. I am a very nurturing person, but I am not a very soft, cutie mother. And that's okay. Not everybody is meant to be, oh, 24/7. Real motherhood is about saying, today, I don't like you that much. I'm not going to shout at you. I'm not going to starve you to death. I just don't enjoy you.
Mhm.
And moving on. Matthew told me this weekend, I took him to the park, and he said, you never take me to the park. And my husband was saying something so true today. He said, well, it's true. He's not making a judgment. He's just saying it. And I thought, you know what? Okay, yeah, I don't take you to the park. I don't enjoy the park. I don't think I enjoyed the park when I was a girl. I didn't enjoy kids when I was their age. Why am I going to enjoy when I'm
park as well.
What, Mariam?
I hate the park too. I dread it.
And that's
When all the
okay.
mothers want to meet up at the park and I say no, they think I'm being weird.
And rear is good. Rear is our superpower. Fuel your greatness is not about making you guys perfect, but making you so comfortable in your rearness that you're going to show up every morning thanking God for it. Because rear is what makes us glorious. We are amazing in the fact that we show up and we're like, yeah, this is me. Oh, I just quoted my favorite song. Oh, funny. I'm just funny. Authenticity, real authenticity is what we need the most. Yes. I am not going to start singing. I promise you that. But I want to show you guys. If the internet hadn't failed me, I was going to welcome you with some singing from This Is Me. But I think I'm going to, maybe I'll do it in the group. A bonus that you're going to have if you join the boot camp is going to be me singing you. I don't know if that's going to be a good incentive. Although, that said, Matthew loves me singing in the morning when I drop him off for school. Imperfect is perfect. Real, vulnerable, I know. Yes, Leah, that's it. Please sing. No, I am not. The greatest showman, again, yes! This is me. But that's it. That's it. It's owning a rear and celebrating it. And what rear part of you can you gift the world? And you're not, because you're too scared of what's going to happen and the what ifs. What rear part of you needs nourishment so it can flourish? And for some of us, being rear is about saying, I am lost. I have not my shit together. And I have a PhD and 65 different diplomas, and I have no flipping clue on what to do with my life. And we can say that at 10, 15, 35, or 60. And that is also allowed. So, any other questions? Because we are coming close to our hour and 20 minutes, give or take. And I am very aware that it's going to be 9 o'clock here in Qatar. I don't know what time is in New York. Tiba, you have to tell me. Let's see. The time there. Oh, okay, so it's midday. That's not so bad. So basically, tomorrow, you guys are going to receive a little email with some information about basic things and the recording, the link to the recording for this session that we just had, because you might want to rewatch it and see how it felt in your gut. And trust me, your gut knows. You might not know what you need, but deep down, your gut knows exactly what it needs. And you're going to get also the link to join. I love 12 participants. I love it. When I decided to do this, I thought that it was going to be my husband, Erika, who's my best friend, and maybe my mother and I. And you guys showing up makes me super happy. So if I don't have any more questions, I'm just going to close this with, okay, so you're going to receive an email with the information for the SAM card so you can order right away. And a few days, probably by the 29th of April, you are going to have access into, you're going to have always access into the Facebook group, but that's when I'm going to start posting there. And you're going to have also in your welcoming letter, you're going to start, once you order, you're going to have all the dates, all the times, everything is going to be there. So you are going to be able to plan your life for the next 2 months around this schedule. You're going to start reclaiming yourself through saying these 12, because it's going to be 12 times in total, moments are going to be all about me, and they're going to be all about nourishing me. They're going to be all about mothering me, and they're going to be all about reclaiming me. And you're going to join a group of amazing women, because I can tell you something. Well, Lily already signed up. I already got an email like 3 minutes ago that someone signed up. I have no idea whom, but apparently someone signed up. And I'm going to be promoting these, and I'm going to be quite choosy, but I'm going to go with my gut. And I know that whether we have 2 people or 22, it's going to be an amazing group of women, and we are going to transform things completely, just because we are going to be going for authenticity. And we are going to, for those of you who might be a little bit concerned about the dietary part, I know someone that registered told me that they wanted to talk about veganism and stuff. I'm not going to go that deep into the dietary requirements, but I will talk about real food and how to choose real food. And a bonus for someone who is in Qatar, Tiva, I promise I will send you a video of this. Or in fact, I can do a special call for you and anybody else who register outside of Qatar. For those in Qatar, I will be organizing a supermarket tour for you on the US, and anybody else that you know from the US that joins. I will be giving you guys an extra masterclass on how to read labels and how to go to the supermarket completely empowered. Because the first thing that we need to rock this world is that we need to be nourished. And nourishment starts with what we eat. And if what we eat is very lacking information, yay, say yo. Sounds great. So yes, I'm gonna be signing off now. Thank you so much for showing up. Expect many emails from me. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel and you like this crazy but super fun time we had, do so. Thank you, Anahi, you did great. Thank you, Milo. I don't know who this is, Joey69. Thank you so much, Marianne. Marianne, thank you. I can't believe you could do it. I thought you were going to be like with the 2 kids.
They're sleeping.
Oh,
Don't worry.
bless it. Okay, don't go, Erika. Don't go. It's not. Mama in Qatar. Okay, thank you so much. Well done. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Let's take one last deep breath together, just to keep that energy there. And remember, now show up, reclaim, speak up. It's time to change the world, and we're not going to do that from fakeness. So have a beautiful night, those that are in the nighttime. And Tiva, have a beautiful afternoon. Cold, I'm guessing. And thank you. Bye-bye.